Hello again, everyone. Today's video is going to be part one of a three-part series on the moon. And today's topic will be the phases of the moon. Part two will stay on the topic of the moon, and I will be integrating grammar, a grammar lesson with it. And part three, I will integrate math and give some math problems, all pertaining to the moon. Okay, so part one, again, I'll be discussing the phases of the moon, and I will be giving characteristics and information about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first detail on the phases of the moon now. The only reason we can see the moon is because of the sun, which is the sole source of light in our solar system. The moon enters phases depending on its orbit of the Earth. When the moon is completely illuminated by the sun, we have a full moon. Following the full moon, the orb's light begins to gradually dim. The dimming is caused by the change in position of the moon relative to the Earth and the sun until it returns to delight us again with its glory. Basically another full moon. The moon presents in 8 different phases throughout its 27-day cycle. So I've got this visual here showing you the 8 different phases it's going to have during its 27-day cycle. And they comprise of the new moon, which is here, the waxing crescent, which is here, the first quarter here, the waxing gibbous, which is here, the full moon, which is here, the waning gibbous, which is here, the third quarter, which is here, and the waning crescent, which is here. Now, because you'll probably struggle to remember these terms, with a little help, there's this helpful acronym you can use to remember the order of the moon. As the website Star in a Star points out, you can remember the order of moons through the phrase, which I have up here as well, never can quit getting food, which, if read via the first letters of each word, represents new moon, crescent, quarter, gibbous, and full. Of course, the waning side of the moon then comes into play, which requires you to reverse the order of letters. F, G, Q, C, N, which I have on display here, which stands for full, gibbous, quarter, crescent, and new. Remember these 3 letters. The next mnemonic device to remember varies based on which hemisphere you live in. But for folks in the northern hemisphere, it's DOC, doc. For people in the southern hemisphere, the device is inverted and becomes COD, cod. There isn't really a standard scientific reason for the existence of this rule, as it's merely a product of the shape of the visible moon. It all hinges on what side of the moon is illuminated. Basically, if the right-hand side of the moon is visible, while the left-hand side is still darkened, then you have a D shape, which indicates a waxing crescent and first quarter, as you can see here on the visual that I'm showing. A full O represents a waxing gibbous and a full moon, while a C is represented by a waning gibbous, third quarter, or waning crescent, the latter of which looks the most like a C, which I have here on display, both the waning crescent and the waning gibbous here. So those are the ones that look most like a C. Of course, all of this becomes the opposite once you're viewing the moon from the southern hemisphere. Those in the northern and southern hemispheres also see the moon oriented differently from one another with respect to the horizon. Understanding the gibbous moon is key. The gibbous moon occurs on either side of the invisible new moon, making it either the waxing D or the waning C in the mnemonic device. The website Sciencing elaborates on how this works and how it can be instructive in understanding how the moon generally operates. A gibbous moon is an almost complete moon with a crescent of darkness covering one side of the moon. The gibbous moon's light portion is slightly egg-shaped, and the gibbous moon comes on either side of the full moon. Basically, the moon's phases take place over the course of a month, and you can track the cycle by keeping tabs on the DOC device. That way, you can look to the stars and tell your friends that a full moon is coming and convince them that you're a cosmological sage. Remarkable fact. So I got something very interesting I would like to share with you guys regarding the moon, and this will definitely tie into some math questions I plan on the third video of this. So, the moon is only 1/400th times the diameter of the sun. It is 400 times closer, which is why we get solar eclipses. This is an extraordinary coincidence. In the distant past, it was much closer, and in the distant future, it will be much further away before moving closer again. It is if those who built the moon knew when humanity would be around to appreciate this factor of the 400 relationship between the sun and the moon. Without the moon hovering over the earth like a brooding mother, life would have been unlikely to arise. The moon slowed the rate of spin of the earth. It stabilized its tilt so that it varied within narrow limits. It created the Earth's tectonic plates that exist on none of the other terrestrial planets. So basically, our planet is the only one that has any type of plate tectonics in it. Here's the bonus activity. On a separate piece of paper, you can do the following. 1. Draw and label the 8 phases of the moon. So all you need to do is just take a piece of paper, blank or line, and draw what the 8 phases of the moon are, and label them, of course. And number 2, write a summary with 5 details about the moon given on this video. Now, if this seems vague to you, do not worry. I will leave an attachment in the description down below on a summary that I did earlier on, and it gives you all the basic expectations I have in writing a summary. Now, that video was, the example I used was on the sun and planets. This one will be on the moon. So if you're not sure what exactly to do for a summary, again, go down to the description and click on that link on writing a summary. Okay? And this is it for part 1 on the moon, and extremely excited about this 3-part series I have coming up. And again, it'll be an integrated lesson with the moon, and the next lesson will be with grammar, and I'll be taking parts of what we just read and doing a grammar lesson on it. And then for the 3rd part of the series, I plan on taking, again, information from the moon and giving you mathematical questions. So, as you guys all know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I like integrating all the different subjects and combining them. I feel it's a great way to get the most out of a topic and maximizing it to its full potential. So I'm really looking forward to putting out 2 more videos on the moon with more information and just hopefully it'll give you guys something to do, okay? And I look forward to it. At the very minimum, all these videos will be reinforcing, rereading, and comprehension, which is something I'm very big on, okay? So again, thank you for spending part of your day with me, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thank you once again for joining in today's lesson. Please message me through Facebook Messenger, or you can email me at jollyformore@gmail.com to learn more about my online tutorial service. Please leave a comment down below. If you know someone interested in hiring an online tutor, share this video. And if you would like to get a bell notification for all my newest videos, please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. And until then, please be safe out there. Have a great day.